Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Magic Behind the Mastery TV. And today, so this is another episode. We don't have a guest today, so you have the pleasure of speaking to me all by myself. And so, first part is the news. So, two people I want to talk about and basically give you some information about what they're up to, what they're sort of giving to us at the minute, and my thoughts on it as well. That's going to be one of the main focuses of today. And the first the first entrepreneur that I want to talk about is Mark Zuckerberg, and he is the founder, owner, creator, whichever name you want to give him, of Facebook. And what he's sort of talking about at the minute, what he's focusing his time on, excuse me, is community. So it's all about the community and the people that are around you. So that's one of the big things that he's been talking about, because obviously Facebook is about connecting people. Facebook is about building and discovering and having a community around you, right? And the importance of that. And the second person that I want to talk about is Lewis Howes. And Lewis Howes is an ex football player, so American, so that would be American football. And he is also now an entrepreneur himself, and he helps other people, take their passions and make them reality. And he calls his podcast that he runs, he calls it the School of Greatness. And it's pretty good, what he's got going at the minute. And he quick check, yeah, he very often talks about community and the people that are around you, and he says that they they contribute to the positivity or the negativity that happens in your life. And my perspective on that is very much true. So your sort of 5 or 10 people that you spend the most time with is almost like your excuse me again. It's almost like your world, if you will. We don't have that many in the way of friends. We don't have that many people that we would consider in our circles. All right, in the places that we hang out, our friends, our family, those types of things, they basically create our world, how we see it, what's possible, the references that we have to things like success and happiness and all those types of things. And so let's say you're around people that believe that having a job, or having, in air quotes, real job, they're around you everywhere. Okay, everywhere you look, you're around those types of people. And when or if you decide to move forwards to do something different, could be start your own business, could be work for charities, could be travel the world, could be writing a book, all those things that are considered different to what they perceive as right or wrong, or any of those things, is you'll start to feel like you're very different from everybody else. And when that happens, there's always an element of resistance. There's always an element of, the old you is wanting to stay, but you're wanting to find the new you. You wanting to find your way of doing things, why you're really here, and all those types of things. But the people that are around you have created this idea that it's not possible because you've never seen it. You've never been there. You're not around people that have achieved what you want to achieve, or, you're not around people that are wanting to do what you want to do either. And this resistance comes from the idea of, you want to do something different to what your life looks like right now. And it's very difficult. It's very hard for you to do that because you feel like you're always ice skating uphill. There's always the resistance from other people, never mind yourself. You create some of the resistance all by yourself, and the fact that other people aren't helping is only going to make things worse. So the idea of surrounding yourself with people that are in the same on the same wavelength basically makes things easier. And this is what my side of things is going to help. It's going to definitely link to this. So moving forward, it was my story. So when I first started as a coach, when I first moved into doing things that other people probably wouldn't think about doing. Okay, not everybody spends the majority of their time trying to help as many people as possible. There are not many of us out there in comparison to the rest of the world. And when things like your friends and your family, and they sort of go, well, why don't you just get a normal job? Just work full time or work part time. Why can't you just do that? And they couldn't understand that that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I had this. Don't get me wrong, it was hard in the first place. Okay, I'm not going to turn around and say it was all plain sailing because it wasn't. I'm not going to turn around and say I've had the easiest road to get to where I am now because I haven't. And I needed people around me that supported me in what I wanted. Oh, sorry about that. I wanted to have people around me that were supporting me and helping me achieve what I wanted to achieve. Now, my family did, but my friends I kind of grew away from them because they were too different. And there was a time, there was a few moments, there was a few, weeks, months, maybe even years of me not having any support at all, except from my family. So, I went through a phase of not having that many friends because I was so set on what I wanted to do. I was so set on I wouldn't say vision or dream or anything like that. It was just simply me doing what I wanted to do. It's not rocket science. It's not, you know, it's no airy fairy thing to do what you want to do. It's basic. All right. Well, do you not want to do it? Okay. Well, do something else. There's always something else, right? But I had a time where people were not accepting what I wanted to do, and I started to commit to it and dedicate time to it, and everything sort of rolled forwards to the point where I wasn't going out, so I wasn't socializing with friends when they were. So I found I was working when they were off. I was off because I'm able to sort of work. Because obviously, when you're serving people, you need to be around their routine. So if they work 9 till 5 and you want to help 9 till 5, you're going to probably work 5 till 9 in the morning and then 5 till 9 or 10 or 11 at night, however long it takes. All right. So there was a point where I was, I was working at say 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and other people were like, "Well, we're going out. We're going out for a meal. We're going out just to get out the house." And I was like, "Well, I'm busy doing this." So obviously, I had to prioritize what I really wanted to do. Friends didn't get it. Friends didn't understand. So I realized a while ago that The people that are around you make things either easier or harder based on their ability to accept, acknowledge, and support you in what you want to do. And it stands to reason that, as Mark says, it's about, having the community around you first and foremost, but also having the right level of support, the right level of positivity, because you can have 1,000 people that are doing what you want to do, that are in your circles, but then only have like 2 people that talk to you, or 2 people that you talk to that isn't related to your business, that you just talk to, you just get in a conversation with. And we're in the world now where socializing and conversations and talking and all those types of things is the norm. But like, say 2, 3, 5 years ago, that wasn't the case. It was coming into its own probably about 3, maybe 5 years ago. But I was a coach in some form, wasn't doing the online work I'm doing now, but I was coaching in some other format about 5 years ago. And this was when things started taking off and it all started to compound and move forward. And I wanted to take advantage of that. And at the time, it required, me to not socialize with other people because I was busy doing something else, as I mentioned before, and having a support network I didn't have. So I spent a lot of time on my computer trying to figure out how to do things, because obviously when you first start, you don't know an awful lot. So you have to go and you have to research and you have to look and you have to try and you have to fail and you have to fail again and probably fail again and, probably fail again. But having that there was something that I thought I was struggling with. But when I found the right people, when I found the communities online and every now and again offline, you realize what the norm becomes. So for someone like me, the norm is doing certain things. The norm is XYZ, right? And I realized that was the norm, and I felt better because the people that you're around establish what the norms are. If the norms for your community is working 45, 50 hours full time for another company, but you don't want to do that, you need to find a community with new norms. This was what I realized. This was when I realized the power of having people around me that were doing what I wanted to do. And one of the things that I noticed and I realized, and then I actually read. So I actually read this in a book, and I started to employ it with my clients. I started to employ it with my friends. So I help my friends with this. I help myself with this on a regular basis. And there's a rule with communities and people that are around you in your circles and all those types of things. And basically it comes down to this. It's negative, neutral, and positive. All right. Or to put it another way, before, after, and present. Before where you are right now. So people that are doing what you want to do, people that are not quite like where you are right now, people that are where you are currently, and people that you aspire to be are doing what you want to do. All right. So the analogy that this comes from is sport. And if you don't know anything about me, I am also a tennis coach. And this works with sport very well because, if you're trying to get better, it helps your own learning to help somebody else. So let's just use my sport, tennis, as an example. So you're able to do certain things. You're able to play at a certain level. You go and help someone that is almost where you are. You know, you might arrange games with them. You might arrange, just friendly competition. You might give them a few tips. You might, maybe join in on one of their sort of training sessions as a form of like aspiration to motivate them to work harder. When you're working with someone who's on your level, you get a bit more competitive yourself. So here it's about other people. Here it's more about you. So this is like the maintenance or the stretching ever so slightly or the helping each other move forwards. This is about them. This is about you and them helping each other together. All right, so you might play with somebody that sometimes you beat them, sometimes they beat you, and it gets very competitive and things start to get a bit heated. And this is where the fire is almost, right? This is where this sort of you help each other get to this point. Okay, now people that are here, these can be mentors, these can be coaches, these can be celebrities in your industry, in your field. These can be people that you aspire to. These can be anybody. All right, there's always someone that you can find or you can discover that is doing something how you would like to do it. And these are the people that you either ask for help, so you ask for little tidbits, maybe you read their books, maybe you go to their events if they run events. These are the types of people that are like far beyond you, but are doing exactly what you want to do. So if they're doing something that you don't want to do, they're not the types of people that you want to follow. So you try to reduce those and increase the amount of people that are doing what you want to do. So if you want to write a book, then the best bet is to try to find or be in communication with, to some degree, with people that are authors. So are they best-selling authors? Are they just writers? Do they write the same category of book that you want to write? So if you want to be a fiction writer, there's no point in following people that write non-fiction, because the way they write's different, their writing process could be different, what they do to spark their creativity can be different, how they describe things and write things and tell stories can be different, which changes the path that you go on. So think about the people that are doing exactly what you want to do and then find them. All right. So this is like it's the people that you help, the people that are almost where you are. These are people that are motivated to catch up to you. So you are here where they are. And then they will have someone that they help, and they will have someone that they help, and you have someone that you're moving towards, and they might have someone that they're moving towards. So you work together. Everything is co-created. Everything is co-discovered, co-tested, and worked on, and it's all about the community that you're in. So again, going to before, when I didn't have that, guess what? I didn't make much progress. I didn't, I didn't do a lot of the things that I, air quotes, should have done, because it wasn't the norm in my communities to do that. Now it is. So I feel better. I feel more supported in my endeavors because I'm seeing other people do it. And if you see other people do it, you instantly think, well, maybe, because other people do it, maybe I can do it. Now, this isn't an element of copying. This is an element of what the norms are and what is the same as other people. it's not a form of copying because, you know, they they'll probably do things in a different way. So no one can copy you. You can't outright copy somebody else. But if, let's say, you're one of these people, okay, so you're one of these people that follow me, for instance, and I do this method. People that I help a little bit, you know, not as ahead as me, people on the same level as me, and people that I look up to. If you do this because it helps you and benefits you, does that mean you're copying me? And does that mean I'm copying someone who's ahead of me that does the same thing? No, because if it doesn't work for you, you try something else. So it's not luck if it works for 100 people and works for you as well. There's nothing wrong in that. It's not. Don't see it as copying. Use it as a form of like modeling them and aspiring to be them. And the best way of doing that is to use the things that work for them to see if they work for you. And if they work for you, great. It's a way of streamlining what you do and the path that you take. All right. So this is something that I've started doing and I've started getting results from it. I've suffered from not having this. I've made no progress whatsoever because I've not had this. So if you're one of those people that are struggling, that are suffering with, you know, moving forwards, then by all means give this a go. Find someone to help. Find three or four people to help with whatever, you know, you might be good at something. Find someone that might not be as good and help them. Give them advice. If they obviously they have to want it. You can't just shout at them, right? But if you go, okay, I'm looking for people to help on this area. Are you struggling with doing this? They might say yes. They might say no. If no, you go and find somebody else. If yes, then you found someone that is doing what you are doing, what you can do, that helps you, but it also helps them. And you find someone to aspire to, and then you might want to reach out to them. You might want to contact them. You might want to just let them know that you're grateful for where they are right now because you plan on learning from them. Right? They'll probably feel good. They'll probably feel better that what they're doing is benefiting you. All right? The people that are around you create the norms and the things that are accepted. Okay? And it's good to have the quality of person in there because it helps you realize what's possible, how to get there, what the norms are, as I've repeated probably several times now, but it just helps with the process of moving forwards. And then as you progress and grow, you've got to find somebody else. So it constantly shifts in the direction that you want to go. All right. So hopefully you understand that. Hopefully the story of me, you know, struggling and not having the support is what was stopping me from moving forwards. And hopefully you can relate to that. Hopefully you can take that away and use it. I'm more than happy for you to comment on the video. I'm more than happy for you to talk to me, more than happy for you to engage with me, and I am completely open to talking back. All right. If you comment or you message me or anything like that, I will definitely reply. So it's been me, Michael McDonald. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you check out my free Facebook group. I've put a link in the description below. It's the Conscious Thrivers Circle. It's for people that run their own businesses, for entrepreneurs, to help them master themselves. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I am sure I will see you again, all right? Take care, everyone. Thanks for listening, and look forward to the next one. Take care.